The U.S. sequester is now a reality after yet another fiscal showdown in Washington. Congress failed to reach a budget deal Friday, and that means automatic budget cuts will sweep through U.S. government programs. The pain will be felt on both sides of the border. Paige McPherson joins us now with more on the story. So what exactly is happening in the U.S., and should Canadians be concerned?
Well, Sneha, what we're looking at now is the potential impact, trickle-down impact of the $85 billion in cuts that are coming into the play in the U.S. today because, of course, Democrats and Republicans failed to reach a deal on how to avoid these cuts. And now what we're looking at in Canada is, how could this impact us? Could this impact any trade deals that are in the works? How could this affect our economy? The U.S. is saying, that these cuts are going to strongly impact the military, but also trade. So if we're looking at the actual impacts on Canada, Canada-U.S. trade is definitely at the forefront. The U.S. is going to be laying off border guards. The security chief, Janet Napolitano, said potentially 5,000 guards could be laid off. And so this could slow trade routes and impact the efficiency of our trade. And of course, when it comes to travel and tourism, we're going to be seeing some slower travel times potentially between the countries. We're looking at possibly 4 to 5 hour delays at the border, which of course is a lot. And then just general confidence in the economy. And this is something that the Canadian government has said, that the U.S. doesn't seem to have a long-term fiscal plan. They're not working together. So that, impacts consumer confidence and their ability to spend, which of course kickstarts the economy, Sneha.
So in all of this, what is the Canadian government doing to address these concerns?
Well, yesterday, our Finance Minister Jim Flaherty held a press conference to address the lagging GDP growth in our country. And of course, he was asked about the sequester. And what he said is that the impacts are concerning, but they're manageable.
It concerns me a great deal to hear some of the speculation about border delays, because we are the largest trading partner for the United States of the world. And a lot of the trade moves by border crossings on land. So that is a cause for concern. We're continuing to maintain a dialogue with our American colleagues and friends. And if there is a consequence in terms of trade, we'll have to work hard with them and in cooperation with them to make sure that the consequences are minimized.
So as you can see there, the Canadian government is, being cautiously optimistic about our ability to manage it. But we can also take a look at how the Canadian business community is reacting. Now, yesterday we spoke with Jean-Michel of the Canadian Manufacturers and Exporters Association, and he said that really the major concern for Canadian companies here is the uncertainty that they're facing.
There are some massive cuts that might take place. This could certainly have an impact on U.S. economic recovery, and because our economy is so closely tied with the American economy, when we see things like this, obviously it could have a negative impact on the sales of Canadian companies going to the United States, and ultimately have an impact on jobs and on growth here in Canada.
So hopefully we're not going to see a negative impact on our job numbers here in Canada, Sneha, but that's really to be determined at this point.
All right. Thank you, Paige.
Thank you.
That was Paige McPherson reporting in our Toronto newsroom.